Let's talk about it, folks. I hope when this message is received, that everybody is doing well, doing swell in life, and making the best out of it. I want to really focus on one thing here today, and the focus on is awakening, sleep in a tired state. Let's focus on a sleep. Sleep is akin of death, meaning that you no longer exist. So if we are blind, stuck in our ways, not able to receive what's here for us in life and benefit off of our skills, our talents, our understanding, not just our understanding, but leaning on a higher understanding and getting to that point to where we can lean on a higher understanding. We become blind to the ways of the world. Therefore, we are asleep. A tired state is just really being accepted to what is put in front of you or what is in front of you, and you just want to settle. But that awakening state, that is something serious. You know, when a person becomes awake, there's so much that comes with it. There's so much that comes with it because you're going to have people that are going to come at you from every different type of angle. And we got to know how to decipher this shit. We got to know how to decipher this because they going to come at you. They going to use every trick and trade in the book to try to bury you, to try to put you in a place to where you can't fend for yourself. What do you do at that point? This is where discipline kick in because it's serious. Not that word, but the action. The action of really having the discipline to not put yourself in a bind. The actions to not, the discipline to not take the action to put yourself in a point where you no longer exist. You no longer matter. The things that you say no longer matter. See, when we hold weight out here and our words speak volumes, people want to turn us down. Because they don't want everybody else to hear that sound. They don't want everybody else awake. So they gonna do all the things that they could do to try to get you up out your door. You know, try to put things basically like a trick in a trade. If we know the book of Job, we knew that the devil was steadily tempting him in every single way, not just to for the most part to get him to be unfaithful and to basically curse God, basically to curse Jesus, basically to curse him and to not to basically lose his faith. Here we have a man that had been faithful, but when the trying times came and the test came, let's see how this thing works out. But you have to understand that it wasn't necessarily putting words that he was fully awoke, but to have the responsibilities that he was taking on, to have the type of assets that he was taking on, to be doing the type of works that he was taking on, to have the people that were surrounded by him, you can believe that this man was awake. He wasn't in a tired state. He wasn't in a sleep state. So with all of these things, when it comes to the awakening of people, you gotta believe that there's gonna be people out here that don't want to see you doing better. You gotta believe that there's gonna be people out here that want to go against the things that you believe in, the things that you know to be faithful, the things that you know to be righteous. But that doesn't make you. And we can't let that break us, and you can't let that break you. You have to use these situations to maneuver around, and you have to use these things to bring you to a higher frequency. We have to understand that if we don't use situations to better us, it is just going to lessen us. And that's the part of when we fully become awakened. No matter how much people sit in front and act like they want you doing better, and they want you awake, and they want to see you doing things, they don't want to see you doing it. They don't want you doing that. If it was any other way to have minorities and certain people in a certain realm, to have them live in a certain way, they would do it. Just as they were having it their way for quite some time. But this is a different day and time. And listen here, I don't care what it is that people feel like, let's do it. Because if it's one person out here that's listening that understand exactly where I'm coming from, and maybe you in that tired state or that sleep state, and this bring you to that vibration to where you like, listen, there's something in me that I gotta fulfill, regardless of who feel like I'm not supposed to be this, or whoever wanted to discredit me because of anything. I can do this. I can be the best me. I don't have to sit here and dwell on somebody else's thoughts towards me and allow them to shape me and form me into something that they want me to be. It don't work like that. That's not what life is about, because then that's when we start finding ourselves living for other people. We have to live for ourselves, and we have to use these energies that people want to put out that are negative, that are unrighteous. And we got to use these things, instead of making it a negative, we going to turn it into a positive. And that's how we going to keep the dice rolling, because nobody want to see you do that. Nobody want to see you be a better self. If it was that way, everybody would try to pull it out you. But in life, it doesn't work like that. You realize that you're going to get more people that are unexpected and unaccepted to what you're doing, because they don't know you. They don't know the real you. So when it's like, hey, I want to do this, we didn't know that you was doing that. We didn't, why you want to do that? Why don't you just go to school and settle for this? Why don't you, go do the thing that everybody else is doing? When did you say that you wanted to do this? When did you get into to electronics? Say you gonna make a light bulb. When did you say that you wanna do framework it to build houses? When did you say you gonna do these things? Get under the hood and build motors. Like, we didn't know that you had that in you. Why don't you just go be a doctor or be a lawyer or something of that nature? Like, when it is that you said that you gonna do these things that's outside the norm. They don't want us away. And that's because it's dangerous. And you see what happened to anybody else that become awake. They want to put you right back to sleep. But we living in a different day and age, and this shit not gonna happen. It's not gonna continue to happen. You know, this ain't the point of time where people build businesses and you can come take a whole city, you know, based off of certain things that certain resources that certain people have. We living in a different day and time where everybody got the same resources for everything, if not more, if not more. So the thing is that we not gonna allow, because we become awoke and aware of what's going on out here, for somebody to try and take something from you, to try to discredit you as a person, to try to play with your livelihood. It's not gonna happen. You don't allow that to happen. What you do is take care of what you gotta take care of. You have a little bit of MLK in you, and you have a little bit of Malcolm X in you. You have a little bit of peace in you, and then you have a little bit of by any means necessary in you. Don't let nobody come playing with your haven, and don't let nobody come playing with your livelihood. You do what you're supposed to do, and you do what you want to do, because we free spirits out here, and we all had the ability and the agility to get up and grind, to get up and rise above all the things that want us to be less in life. All of these things that's out here is these big businesses. They want that to be a revolving door. If they could get all the people in a little area and keep the crime up, it's all right. Somebody getting paid off of that. Somebody getting paid off of your commissary that they charging you, $5 and $7, $10 for a little bit of mackerel, or a couple of dollars for a soda or something, like, and then they feeding us all the wrong shit in there. And I gotta use the word because it is shit. They feeding us slop in there. They getting labor up out of us in there. And they putting everybody in the same diameter to get caught up in it. And everybody keep falling for this trap. So we gotta rise above this shit. We better than that. No matter how much people say that they out here for this reason and that reason, if they don't have to come and do a job, they wouldn't have no job. They would be as normal as anybody else that they put themselves above. So the point is like, listen, we got to make sure that we out here doing what we supposed to do. Because if we don't, they going to keep taking it from us. They going to keep running this circle around as far as business. Because you got to know that prison and jail is big business. This is big business. And if you take a look inside of them and look at the people who reside in these places, we'll understand. If we took the time to understand these people's lives and where they came from, you'll find a lot of similarities as to why people are in certain positions. But nobody takes the time to identify these things. And so we have to really, really understand these things. We got to really be careful about these things. Because if we don't, then we going to keep falling for anything. But you know what? We not going to let negativity meet negativity. You going to meet a negative with a positive. And the only thing that I'm going to keep doing, I'm going to keep brushing it up. And I'm going to keep enlightening my folks with what they need to know. I'm going to keep giving it to them. Because it's about time that we do for us. Somebody said, I don't want to make it this type of thing or not. But it's not that I made it this type of thing. I was born when I was born. And I was born into a world that already existed before my existence. I didn't make anything any other way than what it was already was. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't come out the womb, and because I came out the womb, these problems occurred. Everything that I came into was already here. So people could look at it from their standpoint and say, well, no, we just, yeah, it's cool. And there's quite a few cool people that are out here. But we have to realize that the norm that have been birthed into this generation come from something, and we all come from something, and we can't deny that fact of what we come from and the understanding and the practices that we were taught that we come from. It is what it is. It don't make me go around and looking at everybody a certain way, but when certain things go on, I can understand, okay, well, that's where that come from. That's why that person is like that. That's why this is like that. Because I didn't make this world. I'm just here. Neither did you. You just here. You passing through. So who is, anybody else to look at you for having your outlook on certain things or understanding about certain things? People can help broaden that understanding and make it brighter, rather than dense it. But at the same time, like, who is anybody to look down upon you because of what you believe in or who you believe in or the belief system you have about certain stuff? There's nobody that can do that. And don't let nobody trick you and tell you that anybody could do that. Listen, you do what you're supposed to do in life. You do what you feel you have to do in life, and you do what you want to do in life. And at the end of the day, let everything pan out. But when I say want to do, don't let it go too far to where it's anything that's destructional. You know what I'm saying? Don't go destruct other folks or destruct other people things to get any type of relief from some or I'm just doing this for that. No, do things out the goodness of your heart. Make decisions based off of any type of situation that's in front of you. But at the same time, we have to have discipline. We have to have an understanding behind it. So don't let nothing discourage you that you've never been through. Anything that you're going through in life, know that you can come up out of it. And know that if you keep pushing, that you are going to come up out of it. Don't let nobody trick you to feel like you shouldn't be, living up on earth, or that you want to take your life, that you want to do anything of any sort, maximize your abilities. Don't meet negative with negative. Meet negatives with positives. Meet negatives with positives. It's time that we wake up from that sleep. It's time that we wake up from that tiredness. People want to sleep. And what we gonna do, we just gonna wake up on them. Because it's about that time. We've been asleep for a little while. But you know, I'm gonna say it like I once heard before. It ain't that you woke up the giant. Cause I ain't just a giant. Cause David slaved Goliath. But you don't woke up somebody important. And you don't woke up somebody that stand for something. And at the end of the day, the things that I talk about and the things that I understand, there's a maximum. I'm saying maximum, but there's a unlimited amount of folks that live this every day. They live and breathe this pain every single day. And I'm finna touch every single one of them. I'm gonna touch every single one of them because we have to understand something. Words is power. The tongue is powerful. There's certain things that people do respect, and there's certain things that certain people don't respect. But we gonna leave it off on this. I want people to understand. Don't meet negative with a negative. You meet negative with a positive.